Hello friends, and welcome to my first video in a new YouTube channel. First time in English. Yeah, I had a couple of YouTube channels before, but I never spoke in English. So welcome. My name is Anna. I'm your spiritual coach, theta healing practitioner, Reiki master, and just someone who loves speaking about consciousness. I love guiding people through their transformation and reaching their self-value, the true self. So today we're going to talk about the difference between self-love and self-value, and why self-love will not get you to the true self-value. Okay, so let's dive in. First things first, let's define from my perspective what I'm here talking about. What is self-value and what is the core of the message that I carry? So for me, true self-value is remembering your true original frequency of your soul, embodying your higher self, the one that's one with all, one with source, that has union within of both polarities, that is balanced and that knows why it's here and serving through that frequency. Okay, that's the definition of self-value for me. That's why I chose self-value and not confidence, not self-love, not, whatever other term, because any other term felt limiting. And self-value for me feels safe, fully aware, and fully in this knowing that I am that I am. So this is the information I had for years. Like, I've been in this industry more than 10 years, okay? And I had all the information starting from 2018 when I went to yoga teacher training, like all the wisdom that I got, even before that through life coaching and my own explorations and working with healers and coaches on my own, for my own process. I had all those informations, right? But embodiment really happened for me last year. Like, truly embodiment of what I'm talking about. And I would say it was a result of years of healing and discovering and connecting to myself and searching. And finally, it just landed. But when it landed, it hit me hard, okay? Even embodying your higher self and all those wisdoms or remembering, right, is freaking hard, yeah? And this is when I realized, this is what I want to talk about, one of the things, that self-love is literally just, I would say, one small piece of the puzzle. So why self-value is different than self-love, and why self-love will not bring you to true self-value. So for me, self-love is really beautiful, but it is limiting. Why? We build certain identity, right, from the beginning of our time. So when we were born, you're immediately born in the system of conditions. Yeah, you have to do this to get this, and it's instantly you create. There's something wrong with me. I need to be a certain way. Add to that your parental heritage, your conditioning in family, your traumas, your experiences, and so on and so on and so on. So we build this identity, and then when you start working on yourself until you really truly discover that identity that has been helping you and serving you to survive all these decades, until you reach to that moment to really question your identity, you're gonna start working on yourself and you're gonna start doing self-love, right? Self-love is like choosing yourself on a daily basis, feeling what you feel, taking care of your needs, speaking up for yourself, saying no, right? That's all like self-love. But what if you are doing this self-love based on the false identity that you have created? So basically, you will just enforce the identity that is actually not true you, okay? And I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers, okay? But bear with me, bear with me. I'm just trying to remind you of the truth of yourself that you are actually seeking for, yeah? So self-love is a great practice, and it helps along the way, and it definitely helps you to reach to this point. But there is a moment where self-love will just enforce the identity that is already created that is false. And this is where the game starts. So the true self-value is not something you need to work for. True self-value already exists. It is remembered. It's not built. Okay? This is the main thing I want you to remember from this video. Self-value is remembered. It's not built. Self-love is built. Identity is built. Confidence is built based on the survival mechanisms and wounds that we want to get rid of because we want to be happy. And this is all with compassion, guys. I did all of this. That's why I'm telling you. So basically, what we need to do is discover the identity first. Discover the identity first. What is the identity you have created? And trust me, that identity can do so much well for you. It can give you money, it can give you success, it can bring you marriage, partner, whatever you want. But does it really make you happy? And not only happy, does it really make you feel that you know who you are? Does it really make you feel as true self? Okay? Does it really make you embody the highest self? Without identity, okay? What actually needs to happen is you don't need more self-love, okay? You don't need to enforce more your identity. What you need to do is identify the identity and let it die. Crash it. Become no one. And for the first time now, I understand this wisdom deeply. Before I was resisting. I was like, how am I going to be no one? It hit my ego. It was like, I am somebody. I'm not nobody. But then last year, I became nobody. I lost everything. I chose actually to let go of everything. I divorced. I closed my company. I spent all my money. I lost everything. And I became nobody. Really. And it was like almost a year like this. And trust me, it was so fucking hard. It was devastating. I was literally dying. And I got sick. I didn't want to live. I felt like I don't know who I am. I felt like I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna end up in psychiatric hospital. You know, I literally thought, this is it. I'm dead. And I literally died. Energetically, I died. The identity I was carrying for 3 decades died. I literally died. And I became nobody. And I was in this void for 6 months. I didn't know who I am. I didn't know what I want. I didn't know anything. I was literally living day by day, minute by minute, without, creating any new stories. And even if I tried to create any new story or identity, it just disappeared. It was like auto-correction of my higher self. And it was very difficult, but so liberating. It was the best moments of my life, of true freedom, not needing anything, not needing anyone, not needing to do anything, not needing to chase anything, earn anyone's love, attention, or whatever. It was just me existing, being, and being free. All my fears dissolved, and it was so beautiful. And then after that phase, then my frequency starting emerging. I literally started developing gifts I never knew I had. I started playing flute. I started singing. I started having interest in different stuff. My diet changed. My clarity was so sharpened. I could see through people. I knew who were my people. I could now truly recognize the people. I had clarity around my vision, and I started serving from love and not from proving or earning or trying to save anyone. Everything changed within me. And then my physical reality started changing as well. And I started feeling the true self-value of myself without external conditions, people, or achievements. I started truly seeing myself and loving myself, not through practice, but by being. And I realized I just remembered who I truly am. And I don't need to earn it, prove it, or build it. I don't need to build my identity because I am already. And that's why when you embody this feeling, this presence of yourself, you don't need identity or any external achievement to prove that value. You just know. You just know. You just know who you are. And that's, my friends, true self-value. And I would love each one of us to experience this true connection and presence of self, because then you will really live from your own soul frequency and your truth. And it's beautiful, and it's liberation, and it's true joy to live this way. And that doesn't mean you will not have challenges, triggers, problems. Of course, it's life. We're here in Earth to play, but it's completely different. This is from me, from old Earth to new Earth. When you go out of survival and identity into true self-value and embodiment of your soul frequency. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. I'm just gonna shower you with a lot of information that's gonna come through from my experience of embodiment of self-value. So if you would love to connect deeper with me, you have my Instagram, you have my website, my TikTok, my Facebook, and I'll see you there, friends. See you soon.